The first whistle sounded distant, harmless, but when the second one came closer, sharper, and unmistakably mimicking him, he realized he was no longer alone. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, where the forests stretch endlessly and the fog rolls in like a living thing, locals share a warning passed down for generations: never whistle at night, because if you do, something in the woods might whistle back. The story of Jacob Mills is the most famous example. Jacob was a seasoned hiker, someone who had grown up exploring the hollows and ridges of the mountains. He didn't believe in the old tale shadow walkers, mountain mimics, the whistling thing. These were stories told by elders around the fire, meant to keep children from wandering off. One autumn evening, Jacob set out on a short hike before sunset. The air was crisp, the leaves glowing orange and gold. He stayed out longer than planned, and by the time he turned back, darkness had already settled between the trees. The forest felt unusually quiet, as if holding its breath. Feeling a bit uneasy in the silence, Jacob let out a playful whistle, 3 short notes. He expected nothing. He got an answer. From deep in the woods, something whistled the exact same pattern back to him. 3 notes, perfectly timed, perfectly matched. Jacob stopped. Probably just an echo, he told himself. No, the sound hadn't come from behind him but from the right, far off the trail. He continued walking. A minute later, another whistle came. Again the same 3 notes, but this time, closer. Jacob quickened his pace. The woods suddenly felt narrower, the trees seeming to lean inward. He tried to reassure himself it could be another hiker, a prankster, maybe a bird. But deep down he knew the Appalachians held things that didn't fit into simple explanations. When the third whistle came, it was close enough that Jacob could feel it vibrate through the cold air. This time, the notes were slower, the intention behind them, as if whatever was mimicking him was no longer just responding, but studying. Jacob broke into a run. Branches slapped his face, leaves crunched under his boots, and behind him, spaced evenly apart like footsteps in the dark, came more whistles, each one just a little closer than the last. He refused to look back. When he finally reached the edge of his family's property, he collapsed on the porch. His mother ran out, terrified by the look on his face. Breathless, Jacob pointed toward the tree line, and that's when they heard it. Just beyond the fence, hidden in the darkness of the trees, something whistled to him one final time, a slow, mocking echo of the 3 notes he had whistled earlier that evening. It was so close. Too close. The next morning, Jacob returned to the woods with 2 neighbors. They found no footprints, no signs of a person or animal. But deep in the underbrush, they discovered broken branches leading in a straight line right to where Jacob had been standing the night before. Ever since that night, Jacob refused to whistle outdoors after dark, and every local in Appalachia, young or old, will tell you the same thing. In these mountains, some things don't just hear you, they answer.